ahead and get started. We have Linnell Sturgeon. She is with Lee County Property Appraiser's Office. Unfortunately, our property appraiser is not able to be with us today. Linnell told me this morning that he emailed and he's not feeling good. He's under the weather, so he decided not to attend, but we hope to have him come back later in the year and meet all of you nice people. So right now, I just turned over to Linnell, and we'll go ahead and get started.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Good morning. It's good to be with you today. This is my first live website training since March of 2020. So it's good to be back and see faces again and not have to do this on Zoom. I want to point your attention up here to a couple of phone numbers before we jump in and let you know if you have any issues with any functions. If you're clicking on something and it's not working, that doesn't happen usually. But if you have any issues and you need help with with the website itself, if something didn't work, you can call the help desk Monday through Friday. And you can either give them a call or send them an email, and they'll walk you through it if you have any problems. So let's say you're trying to apply for Homestead online and it doesn't work. Give them a call and they'll help you out. A lot of times after a website training, people think of a question 2 weeks later. And so if that happens and you want to get in touch with me, this is my contact information. Just take a quick second to jot that down, because I guarantee you might have a question down the road, and you can just give me a call, or if there's something that you have today that I can't answer, just send me an email and I'll get that answer for you. All right, let's jump right in. And let's see. Do we have our website here? Okay. As you can see, our homepage looks a little bit different with our new property appraiser coming in last year. We had a little bit of a facelift, and it looks it's a little bit easier to navigate. Used to, when you wanted to do a property data search or a search for a particular property, you would have to go to another page first. To do that, here you can go right to it on the home page. Now, the biggest question that most people ask are, how can I create a mailing list, or how can I create a list of parcels? So I'm going to show you how to create a list of reports, or create a report of a list of parcels that match a particular criteria that you set yourself. So if you go up here to, where did it go? Database search. Then you're going to come down here to reports, and then over here to reports again. Now you're going to create, let's create a list of parcels first. Let's say you want to create, and you can choose the type of classification, whether it's going to be residential, a list of residential parcels, or commercial parcels. Let's just, let's stick with residential. It defaults to residential. And now you can search by zip code, or you can search by an entire municipality. Let's just keep it simple for now. Let's search this zip code right here. All of the residential parcels within 33904, single family. You can change that. You can look for multifamily or all condominiums, whatever it is you're looking for. And then you can narrow your search down even further. Down here, you can tell it you want 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, or let's make it a little harder. Let's say 4 bedrooms, 2 baths. And then let's say we wanted to have a pool as well. And you can also search for whether you want them to all be on a canal or on a golf course, any of these particular categories here.
Can you select multiples?
No,
Like, okay.
no. You can select, no, you couldn't. But you can select all and then sort your data later. And I'll show you how to do that. Okay? So let's just go ahead and search.
You have 42 bedrooms.
Yeah.
instead of
Do I?
45. Yeah. Just so-
Number of
I know it'll
bedrooms.
come up, Yeah.
Oh dear.
The machine, you'll mess up the machine.
Yes, thank you for pointing that out. This is Jerry's fault. Where are you, Jerry? Jerry, where are you at? Jerry told me he was recording this.
He is.
So,
Yeah.
so now I'm all nervous. Okay, so we're going to review the report. I am not a robot. Okay, and here it is. Now, you can view it, all of the data this way, and there are 362 pages, you can see right here, and that would take you a little while. Or you can save it to a CSV file. Go right up here, click on CSV, which will export it into an Excel sheet. When you open your Excel sheet, all of the attributes, all of the data that we have on those parcels that you searched for are going to be on this Excel sheet. Okay? Now, of course, you're going to have to see some of them, you're going to have to expand the columns here. Okay? And you'll notice we've got your folio, strap. This is the street and this is the site address here, these columns here. Street, unit, city, zip, and then you have your owner name and owner address in the next few columns. And then it'll tell you all of the descriptions here. It's a single family. These are single family. That's what we put in. That's what we asked for. It gives you your just value, land value. It breaks it down between land value and building value. And heated area, how many bathrooms, bedrooms, what year it's built. If you get anything like this, you're going to have to expand the column there. Here's your OR book and page, or your instrument number. This is where it's recorded with the clerk of courts. Then you have your sale amount, gross area, total living and land area. And here's your land description, whether it's on canal, river, etc. And then now we're at the end. Now, at one of the trainings I did a few years ago, a gentleman asked me if I wanted to send a mailing list to everybody in Boston that owns property in Lee County, how could I go about doing that? And so what you could do is search for a group of parcels. You can search for for all of Lee County. The bigger your search net, the longer it's going to take to run your report. So I told him you'd probably be better off doing it in groups by municipality. It would take you a lot less time. So what you do is you pull up this list of parcels, and then you find the owner name and address. Now we want to know everybody that lives in Boston that owns property in Lee County. This gentleman happened to be from Boston. He's a big Red Sox fan. And he was going to send everybody up there a letter saying, hey, just introduce himself, and if you've got anything you want to sell in Lee County, I'm your guy. So you pull up your owner address here, look for your city. Now you can sort by going up to the top of the column here, and then sort right over here. Click on that. Let's go A to Z. Now, this is very important. You want to make sure that that button is checked, probably by default, but if it's not, you want to make sure that's checked, because if it's not, and then you click sort, only this column will sort. The rest of them won't. So no, they don't hold hands and stay together unless you tell them to. Okay? Sort. So then what he could do is just go down the list here and look for Boston. And of course, we don't have any on this particular search that we just did in zip code 33904. So now you know nobody in 33904 lives in Boston. So then you could delete, let's say we want just Brooklyn, okay? So we could delete everything below it, delete it, and then we could delete everything above it, and then we would have our list of just those parcels, okay? And you can sort any of this data. You can sort, let's say value. You want to, let's go back to our land value. Let's say just value. Let's sort, you can sort this column too, largest to smallest. And then you'll be able to see that this is the parcel right here. There's the folio and parcel ID. You can pull that parcel up in the database search and look at the parcel details on that. Does anybody have any questions on this part? No? Okay. So we get rid of that. You can also do this with sales. If you click on Sales List Generator, you can select your date range, and usually it defaults to the past month. Choose your area or your zip code, and then what property type. Let's see, I want to know in my zip code all of the homes or all of the sales in the last month, single family. Not going to worry about bedrooms or bathrooms. Let's just see how many sold. Oh, really? You're going to make me? Okay, crosswalks. There's one. There's one. Anybody else see a crosswalk I missed? No. Okay. Really? There's one.
Oh, there's a truck on the right. Second one there.
Any more? There we go. Okay, and again, it's the same thing. If you want to view it this way, you can, or we're going to save it to a CSV file. And there we go. And it's the same thing we looked at on the list of parcels. How many are there? Let's see. 61 parcels total sold in the last month in that zip code. And then you can sort the data however you'd like.
Does it give you how much it was, what they paid for it?
Yes, ma'am, you can go right over to, there is a column for the sale amount. It's the second column. Sale date's the first column, and right here is your sale amount. If you wanted to see, what was the highest value, you would go over here to your sort filter, keep that button checked, and this was the top seller right here. Okay, any questions on that one? Okay. And then the last report is parcel by subdivision. You can search for all of the parcels within a specific subdivision. Now, it might get a little tricky if there are different phases of the subdivision. So you would have to have that information too, whatever the legal description is of the subdivision. Okay? Any questions on the reporting tools? Okay. Now, whenever you're on the website, if you navigate away from the home page and you want to go back to the home page, just look for the property appraiser seal and it'll take you right back to the home page. Okay? Let's go down here to property search. This used to be on another page, you'd have to get to it, but this is used so often that we put it right on the front page. It's very simple, owner name, address, the site address, not the mailing address, and you can also search by parcel or strap number folio. Now, let's say you're a title company and you did a closing and you get a phone call and say, hey, we just went to apply for our homestead and the property appraiser is showing the property still in the prior owner's name. The title company could find, if they wanted to contact us and find out why it's still in the prior owner's name, they could do an advanced search here. Just click right here and come down here and put in the instrument number. I'm just going to pick one out of the see. So you put in the instrument number, the number that it gets when it gets recorded with the clerk of courts, and then this will show you, if you put that in there to search, where that is in our office. Looks like this one has already been processed. If it hasn't been processed, it'll give you, it might say it's in the queue, it's waiting to be, or it's in line, waiting to be processed. As soon as it gets recorded with the clerk of courts, then electronically we get that information and it would, that day. And sometimes it'll take us a couple of weeks to update the ownership. This will tell you where it's at, and if you have any questions, all you have to do is click on the little envelope over here, the little email link, and it will send you to our office and you can inquire and ask us what's going on, why it's taken so long. Sometimes if it's a meets and bounds legal description, instead of just a platted area, it takes a while. We have to verify the legal description, we have to run the legal and make sure that it draws what it's saying it is on the map, and sometimes that takes a little longer. So, yes ma'am.
What is the typical time for you to get it registered or recorded?
Usually, it depends on if we're at trim season or homestead season, depending on how busy it might be. Usually it's within a couple of weeks, sometimes sooner than that, but it just depends. Yes, ma'am.
If there's an unlisted property or like what is an unlisted PUD for government employees, how can you get a legal description for that property?
I would direct you to a title company for that, anything involving the legal description.
Okay. So we can't get any information about an unlisted property on LIPA.
It's not listed with a...
Meaning, say this person is a government employee, so they have property, they are not showing.
I see, I understand that. They've asked that their information be removed from the website.
Yes.
Okay. Some of those are statutory, some of them are courtesy. If it's a courtesy, we have to give you that information if you ask for it, because it's public record. If it's statutory and as a courtesy, Mr. Wilkinson put that in place years ago. If you wanted your information removed from the website, let's just go look at it right now. Taxpayer services. Exemption from public records disclosure is what you're talking about. It's right here under taxpayer services, the second one from the bottom. You click right here. And this is what I was just referring to, the courtesy block. You go here, and then it gives you the information about it and tells you what it is. And then if you want to remove your information, you would have to fill out this form. You just click on this right here, fill it out, and send it in to the office.
Does it cost anything?
No, ma'am. However, to put it back, you would have to fill out another form to ask us to remove the block to put it back. And the other thing is too, like insurance companies, if you're trying to get insurance, I know we've had people call and say, I need it put back, I need it because insurance won't, unless they can view it on your website. So then we have to put it back. This is for anybody, the courtesy is for anybody. The statutory one, this one, let's go back. Here, exemption from public records. This is if you are a judge, a police officer, someone like that, you could be in harm for having your address on everybody can see it. So this one is a little bit different. You can request that it be removed from the website. You'd have to fill out the form. And then if you wanted it put back again, you'd also have to request that as well.
Okay.
Okay? But you can only get that, and this is the huge long list right here of the people that are eligible for that particular one.
And say I was listing a property that fell into this category in order to get a legal description and a number, property identification number. Could I not do that?
We can't, if it's statutory, we cannot
Okay.
give you any information at all.
Okay.
The courtesy, again, if it is public record, so if someone called, even though you asked for it to be blocked, and say your neighbor called and requested, we would have to do that.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so we've seen how to search for, create a list of parcels, create a list of sales, or you can create a list of parcels within a specific subdivision, okay? You can search for parcels individually, right here, using the quick property search. We talked about the advanced search. Now let's take a look at GeoView. We have a quick link here where we can go right to our map. This is a little instruction window that pops up and shows you how to use it. After you've used it for a while and you don't want to see that come up anymore, just scroll all the way to the bottom of this window. Click on that little box to say don't show that again. And then you can exit out of there. And here's your map of Lee County. And you can see all of the municipalities are outlined in color here. And then over here in your corners, this is your toolbox. And we're going to use this. You can also search for parcels in GeoView with your toolbox. Let's zoom in. I'm going to zoom into Cape Coral here. And let's go, let's search for all of the parcels in this area here. We're going to use our binoculars and we're going to search. We're not going to search, but you can also click search by folio, strap, or owner name. We're going to create a buffer shape, or I'm sorry, we're going to search by location. And then we're going to use this little polygon tool here to draw our shape, or to cast a net over all of our parcels that we're looking for, so to speak. So I'm going to start, let's zoom in just a little closer. Now over here you can use these tools to zoom in, and if there's a red box around the tool, it's active. Okay, so we're just going to search for this area here. And let's say I only want these parcels in this area. So now I'm going to use this tool in the middle. I could use the rectangle tool and just draw a rectangle, but this isn't a rectangle, so I'm gonna have to use the other one. And I'm gonna start there with a single click, go there, just click my way around here. Okay, here. All right. Now, all of those parcels, the information and the data for those parcels are going to show up on the bottom here. I'm going to get rid of this for a minute. And again, I'm over here, down here at the bottom, and I'm right-clicking. I can do a couple of different things. I can save this table to CSV and export it to Excel, and then view all of my and analyze all my data that way. Or I can just pick one of them. Let's pick this one. I just clicked on the little information icon. You see it's highlighted down here. It shows you which one that is. And now I can go right to the property data page. Okay? Let's take a look at that real quick here. Here it is on the property data page. And you know what? We're going to go back to that. We're going to go back to that. So you can view all of the data on your Excel sheet. And if you wanted to, let's move this up a little bit. I'm just clicking on it and dragging it up to move that a little bit higher so I can see around it. Okay, so let's get rid of all of this stuff here at the bottom. And I want to stay here on GeoView. I keep wanting to go back to the property data page, but I'm not going to do it. We're going to stay right here. And I want to show you some more of what's in your toolbox here. Let's zoom in closer to this parcel right here. Let's say we wanted to measure that parcel and see what the frontage is here. You can use your measuring tool here. You click on that, shows you it's active, and then you're gonna do a straight line. You use this tool here, and then you'll single click, and double, and it will give you the length. And that's approximate. It looks like I'm a little bit too far over here. Now, if I want to measure the area, use this tool right here. Single click, single, single, and then double, and then that will give you your area. It's approximately 1/4 acre. Now, let's say I want to annotate this. I can create my own map, my own graphic image here. And so we said it's, what did we say, 80 feet? And let's see, what's the depth? We're going to measure the depth. We're going to click here, then double. So it's about 80 by 125. So if I want to annotate this and create a map or a graphic image, I'm going to use my pencil here. When you click on the pencil, you can use this tool right here to add text to the map. So I'm going to click on that. Let's make it yellow.
How accurate are these measurements? Like you couldn't use them for a listing appointment, a listing. Are they real accurate or?
Well, it all depends. It's approximate.
Yeah.
It's not,
Right.
using these particular tools. Now, if you needed, for the listing, you would
Yeah,
probably
you
want to
need
look
the
at the
actual-
plat or
right.
the legal description. So let's use this right here. And now we're going to, text. My box isn't open. I've got to scroll down here because this is where we're going to enter the text. And I'm going to say 80 feet. And then I'm going to click where I want to drop that. It's right there. And now let's say 125 feet. That's the depth, and I'm going to put that right here. And then you can label it whatever you want. Let's, you can put a name there, anything else you want to add, okay? If you want to remove that, you just simply click on this little pencil with the X. If you just wanted to remove one thing that you've annotated, say you made a mistake, just use that right there. And then just click on the one that you want to remove. If you remove everything, you just click on this one right here, okay? So let's say I want to save this. I drew all over the place here, and I want to save this. All you need to do is simply click right here. You can either save it this way, or you can save it as a PDF, okay? And then it will give you a map and a little legend at the bottom.
Can you put a plus or minus to get yourself where that thing on the little blue symbols or no?
Yes,
Okay, okay, so you put 125 feet plus or minus for your,
yes,
okay, protection. See why
okay. So we've looked at everything, pretty much all of our tools over here. And now let's look over here at has anybody ever looked at we'll save this for last. We'll come back to there. We're going to go to our property data page now.
Before you leave that page, can I ask a question?
Certainly.
If I want to select multiple properties there, like the vacant lots, let's see 4 of them, how do I do that?
The vacant lots?
Yeah, if I want to say, if I see 4 of them right there, 5 of them, and I want to click on them and get data for 5 of them.
All right. Let's do that. We're going to open our toolbox back up. Okay, we're going to get rid of all of the annotations, and now we want to look at some vacant lots.
See that there's 5, 6, 7.
Right here?
1, 2, 3, yeah, 1, 2, 3, right there.
So we're going to click right here, and we want to click by location, and you're going to use your little select, well, will it let me do?
It won't let me do multiples. I haven't figured out how to do it yet.
Let me try this. Let's do this. Even if you do control, nope, it won't.
It doesn't let you. I've asked Matt if he could put that in. Could you make that a request?
You mean doing it from GeoView?
GeoView, because I pull up, if I go on a map and I want to pull up use codes or zoning, I have to do one at a time. They reconstruct it on the map. It's terribly time consuming.
Okay. One at a time. Will you send me an email with that request? And I will
I sent it to Matt a few months ago and nothing ever happened. But I'll send it to you.
send it to me, please,
Sure.
yes, and I'll talk with our IT
This
department.
is a problem in multiple layers. I'll point out a couple more as you go through.
Okay,
It makes it really hard. If we want to select a few properties and we just want data on those three comps that we're pulling up, we can't do it.
okay, how about we do this? Let's do this. Sometimes there's a way around. Let's just select, okay, just want to look at this, get rid of this down here. See you later. We're going to click right here. We're going to use this, use either your polygon tool or the rectangle. I'm just going to do a big little rectangle right around here. Now I've got all my data down here at the bottom, right?
Right.
I'm going to right click in the grid here, anywhere, right click, save to CSV. Now I'm going to pull up that Excel sheet. And now you can go over here to DOR code. You can sort by DOR code, and that'll tell you vacant or, there's different, all of the codes. Let me back up to show you where all of the codes are on our home page. But you can take this column here and sort it, smallest to largest. And then, let's see, single, okay, so all of these 0. Here's all your vacant parcels right here on your Excel sheet.
So that works good, but from a practical standpoint, if you go back and close that page and go back to that map,
Okay.
now I want all of the vacant houses that might be around close to that lake. I want to select 10 homes or 3 homes for a
Mhm.
comp. I can't do it.
You want to select,
I want to make a map, and I want to select 3 homes that sold in the last year to use as comps. I have to do them one at a time. So I have to cut that out, put it on a publisher page or InDesign, start throwing arrows, collecting. It's terribly inefficient.
okay. I'll have to see what we can do. Or if that's something that we can enhance. Definitely, send me that email.
I'll give you my card and then we'll go back to it.
Okay.
There's a few improvements. They're not big. It's just that you're not aware that we need them.
Someone else have a question?
No, I'm just saying, can't you go take it on the other section, I don't, you might even get to that yet, can you fill in the information on either the street or whatever, and then it does print them out for those homes that sold, the ratio that you want, that's how I do it.
Sales?
Yeah,
Create a list of sales.
yeah, list of sales, and I put the dates, if I just want the last 3 months, if I want, the last week, if I want the last year, that's how I put them.
So, Bev, so when you do that, it isolates the property, but it doesn't tell me what the sale price is on the map. So now I have the data, and I can't generate a map to show it. I can't select. So here's another thing. So I go on the list on the left-hand side under the strap, and I see, oh, Mason, Terry, the second one down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know him. What's his property? Click on it. It doesn't show it on the map.
Right here?
Yeah. So go ahead, and you can click on anyone there. International Real Estate Solutions. Which one is that?
Zoom in Parcel.
It doesn't highlight it on the map.
Zoom in Parcel.
It does. It is if you click if you click on the icon, or the information. You see it?
Yeah.
So not the line. Click on the icon.
On the info, yeah, my thing is in the way here, let me try to get rid of that. Okay, see, these right here?
Right.
So if you click on the end, now if you click in the grid and right click, you'll be able to do something else. But if you actually want to see the individual parcel within this group that we've got selected, you would click over here on the information icon and see how it moves. It switches from one to another.
So can you do Control-Shift and do 2 or 3 of them then? Maybe that'll do it.
Probably.
Won't do it?
No. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, we'll move on. We'll see what we can do, okay? All right, so that is, we looked at the other thing I want to show you in the toolbox here that we didn't look at too is this is kind of a neat little tool here. Let's say you're just random on the map and you don't even know where you're at and you want to know what area in the county this particular parcel is. You can click on this little overview right here and it will highlight it and show you where in Cape Coral this particular parcel is. Okay? These, of course, will take you back and forth to your previous extent and back the other way. Okay, now let's move on over to, we're going to move over to the property data page. Let's say we want to look at this particular parcel here on the property data page. Just click, you can either right click or you can click on the information icon and then move up here to property data page. And it takes you right there. Now, this is this is fairly recent. It's just been within the last couple of years, and we're adding data. I believe we started in Cape Coral. I don't think we have Lehigh and Fort Myers done yet, but we started in Cape Coral. And on this property data page, there are a lot of links to other things. One of them is comparable sales. If you click on this link right here, it'll give you a chart or sales comparison of 3 other parcels that compare to that subject parcel that you've selected. Now, we've got Cape Coral done. We're still working on the rest of the county.
This is everything, including outside the MLS? Okay.
Okay, so you've got that link. This takes you right back to GeoView where we were just at, the tax map. Then you can look at it a different way from pictometry, and that's going to let you see it from a bird's eye view, like we were just looking at. Why isn't it going there? We have a location selected. There you are. Okay, so now we can look at this parcel from the north, the south, the east, or the west. Let's look at it from the north. Now we're looking at it. This is a view from the east, and so on. If you want to go back to a bird's eye view, you go right back here to the bottom, and it takes you back up. Now, if you wanted to see it again from the south, you just click on that again.
Can you go back to that? Sure. So if someone's looking for specific, south facing, west facing, can you show us how to determine that? For example, a vacant lot. It defaults to north, being north.
Correct.
Okay.
But you could turn it.
How often is that updated?
I believe it's yearly, but I'm not positive. But if you send me an email, I can get you an answer.
Here, okay.
I can get that answer for you. I believe it's yearly though, because we get our aerials every year.
Thank you.
Okay, you also have a link directly to the tax bill for your parcel. You can go right there. We have links to some of the Cape Coral, fees. If there's any tangible accounts on there. And then also the trim notice. The trim notice has been moved. We have it down here at the bottom. And you can look at previous years and compare them. Pull it up down here. There's last year's trim notice. And then, of course, here are the photos of the parcel. We've got historical photos there as well. Now, let's say you have gone and listed a parcel and you've taken a front photo and your photos look way better than ours, or we haven't been out. We have to go out every 5 years. Let's say it's more recent. If you send those to us, we'll upload them onto our website, and you can do that. Let's go back to our home page. Click right here, and you can upload them right here under this quick link. Upload your photos, okay?
Nice.
Make sure there aren't any people in them, license plate, if there's a car in the driveway or whatever like that, we wouldn't be able to upload any of those photos if there's any kids or, something like that.
Can you look up permits?
Pardon me?
Can you?
If we have the information, sometimes we have it, sometimes we don't. If we do, you'll be able to see it. Let's see, let's go back to the property data page. Would be right up, looks like we might have taken that out. Yeah, it looks like we took that out.
Okay.
Most of the time it would send you, send you to,
The second one, building.
oh, there it is.
Yeah, there it
Here we go.
is. Okay.
That's a great.
And this is, any information we would have would be here,
Mm-hmm.
or it will direct you to the municipality to get that information.
Quick question. If somebody doesn't have their property, because it's blocked, do they have to call to find out, to make sure that the permits are closed, et cetera, since they can't see it?
They being,
Well, the property owner, first, if they've got it blocked and they want to find out if, in this section, they just need to call.
yes. It's even blocked from the property owner if they ask for it to be, yeah. And if it's, especially if it's statutory.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, any more links to show you here?
I have a request on that.
Yes, sir.
Can we put elevation certificates back in?
Send me an email and I will ask.
That would be true.
Okay. Here we have on this page, we have the field card or property record card or cost card. I've heard it called all three different things. You can look at that right here under current working values. Click on this little information icon. And this will give you the field card or the property record card. Has lots of codes on it. And it gives you the building footprint. All of the extra features are listed here. This is the land line. The sub-area details are here. Building characteristics. Now, all of these codes are listed here. Right here under database search at the very bottom, property and appraisal codes are right here. So if you need to break that field card down and see what they are about, this is where you go to do that. Yes, ma'am?
Is that where it tells you whether the property is, the construction is either concrete block or?
Yes.
That's, okay.
It will show you on there. Yes, it will be on there, the property record card. I was trying to think if it would be on the property data page anywhere, but no, that's where you would go to look for that.
Okay.
Which icon did you use originally?
For the codes, for the list of codes,
No, for the property record card.
okay, that is back. I lost it. Right here, this is your information, your little icon. Now, there's also historical values. You can look at this one right here, click on that little icon, and down here it will give you the value history. Yes, ma'am?
There's a discrepancy with the under air square footage, and that, how do we go about getting that remedy?
You would contact our field services department. Just call our office, and whoever answers the phone, the ladies in our, or the folks in our call center would be able to direct you. Just tell them that you wanted to update the square footage.
Okay. Thank you.
You're
Field
welcome.
services.
Field services.
Central.
You just call the main line,
Okay.
and then tell them what you're doing, and they'll get you to field services. Or they'll take your information and get it to field services for you.
Thanks a million.
You're welcome.
Question, if they didn't pull a permit and add it onto the house and someone was selling it and their square footage was more than original, are they gonna have to provide all the information about or lack of permits, or how does that work when that happens? Does that make sense?
It does. It's complicated.
Okay.
Basically,
But sometimes the
So-
owner might not know a permit was pulled when they're trying to sell a house. They bought it as is and it wasn't disclosed. And then new realtor will say, well, actually, this is incorrect.
let's,
The ethics question.
if you can send me an email,
All right.
I'll get an answer for you, okay? If we, I can tell you from the property appraiser's office, anything that's picked up that wasn't, that was supposed to be, would, it would affect, it could affect homestead, it could affect your homestead, it could affect, you know, there could be penalties, they would, so
They might ask you to tear it down.
we wouldn't, but the municipality might. So it's complicated.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So we've showed you all of the links on here. Let's go down and look at the bottom. If this property has any exemptions on it, you can open up this tab here and it'll tell you it's got homestead. This is the values again. This is just also this is the same thing as it was up here under current working values. You can look at the history. This shows you what it is this current year. And then those icons are right here. They're the same icons. And you can view all of the different taxing authorities. There's an awful lot here. You can see the sales. This will show you the chain of title as far back as we have. This goes back to goes back a long way. Yes, ma'am.
Is there a way to see if there's a CDD on a property on this, from this page?
From this page.
The other page, there is. If you have a question, let me know so I can bring the mic, because they can't hear in the back. But there is on the tax page, it's if you go back to the other page, because I check those all the time.
You're talking about the tax collector's website? Are you talking about?
It's right on there.
The
taxes, tax
the
bills.
tax bills. So you're talking about the tax collector's website now. And then you're wanting to see the actual tax bill to view the actual municipalities.
Yeah.
You have to click details.
Yeah, click details.
And then tax detail again, down here at the bottom.
And they keep scrolling down, and at the bottom, if there is a CDD, plus a lot of people don't realize the size of CDD, once it's paid off, there's maybe sometimes a management fee that's really minimal, it's on there.
As an Anybody have any more questions on property data, the data page? You also have solid waste here and flood and storm information. I believe this is where the elevation certificates you were talking about earlier, you could see. And then there's also different links here about flood and storm from your municipality. This is new, I think, address history. Okay, now, excuse me. You also have, can do a variance report. Let's say you have this particular parcel selected let's say we wanted to select all of the parcels around that within, say, 300 feet. All you have to do is click on that link, and it will give you a variance report and show you all of the parcels. They're highlighted there, and then it lists them here at the bottom. Now, let's say you wanted to make that, cast that net bigger and make that 500 feet. You just change it right here. And then that will give you a bigger list. Now you can print Avery labels just by clicking this link right here, and all of these parcels will be printed on Avery 5160 template. And you can also print this map if you wanted to as well.
How did you find it? Where did you go to get to that?
To get to the variance
Yeah,
report,
sorry.
we're on the property data page. We've got that property selected. And so, I'm sorry, we're not on the property data page yet, okay? Let's go back to the beginning. Let's just pull this, we're gonna search for this parcel. Okay. This is where you get it, right here, variance report. So you would have to click right there, and then here.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Does that give you the owner's address or the property address when you click on that?
To do the variance report,
Yes.
I think you get both. You get owner name and address, so that would be your mailing.
So it's their mailing address?
That is your mailing address, yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then again, your trim notice, your link, there's a link to the trim notice here. Okay. There's one other thing I wanted to show you on our homepage. Under taxpayer services, or no, under exemptions. It's under general exemption information, under exemptions. We have an exemption pamphlet. It looks like this. And you would be surprised, or maybe not, how many people don't know about homestead exemption. If you want a client to remember you, tell them about homestead. If they're from out of state and they're moving here, they'll appreciate it, because that homestead exemption can save you a lot of money on your taxes. I was shocked when I started working at the office to realize how many people didn't know about homestead exemption. And there are other exemptions as well. Yes, ma'am?
And also, a lot of people don't realize, make sure you tell them they can only have one homestead. They've got homestead in Tennessee, they can't have it here.
That's right.
It's only one.
That's right.
You know, I find a lot of people, including realtors, don't know about portability.
That's true.
Big issue. If you bought a home 30 years ago, you could take that exemption with you when you downsize.
That's true.
Is it covered in there?
I believe it is, yes. Let's double check. Exemptions. Yes, sir, it is. It's on the back side of the pamphlet, and it's right here at the bottom. We've got the Save Our Homes, and we also have portability mentioned there.
I have a question about that senior resident, 25 years. That's if you lived in the same house for 25 years, but do you have to be disabled also?
No, ma'am.
Repeat it so they can hear you in the back.
Oh, because I did check on it before, and they told me that it should have been disabled. It's senior residents for 25 years in one residence. You get up to $250,000.
No, I don't believe there's a disabled, no.
I've been in mine like 33 years, and I checked into it, and they said something about you have to be disabled.
Send me an email, but no, the seniors is there's an income, it's an income limited exemption, but it's.
Income limit?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You don't know how much?
The amount changes every year. I believe it was right around 30,000. It was either 20, it was close to 30. It was either 29, it might have been 30, but I can get that figure for you. It just, it's fixing to go up again. At the end of January, we get the new figure for this taxing year, every year. So if you want to know what that exact figure is, if you send me an email, I'll get that figure.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
If you rent your house out part of the year, vacation rental, you cannot homestead.
They can't hear you.
1 month.
If you rent your house out part of the year, you cannot get a homestead. Like for a vacation rental, because we're here 7 months and gone 5 on Fort Myers Beach, and we were not able to get the homestead.
Well, you're not your primary residence. Right. It's not considered your primary residence.
But if you rent it, your next door neighbor can report you and you would have to take it away. Plus the fine.
No, the change in from my understanding, what it would save me is less than what I'm getting from renting it for 10 or 12 weeks over the summer.
Currently.
Well,
It's not your
no,
primary
it's been that
residence.
way.
Yeah.
Because it's not your primary residence.
It is my primary residence.
But you're not living in it 12 months.
No, that's what happened to me for 12 months. Because I don't have homestead in Missouri.
I see.
I am
You
paying
you're
for
Missouri,
residence.
so your driver's license, everything.
Is here, voters, everything.
Most people don't do it that way, most people.
But it saves me the income tax in Missouri,
Sure.
which is 6%.
I'm going to, is there any more questions? I want to go back to GeoView for a quick second. I wanted to show you this while we were there. And I got distracted and moved on to something else. So we're going to go back to Cape Coral. We're going to zoom into this area here. I showed you the link to comparable sales, right? And we've got Cape Coral done, but we don't have some of the other areas in the county done yet. So let's say, let's open up our toolbox. We're gonna search for a group of parcels here. How are we doing? Okay, good. Let's select this group here. Okay, now I'm going to get rid of my toolbox, close this guy up. I'm going to open up over here my layer controls and my legend. And now I'm going to open up my appraisal information. I have to turn it on. So I'm going to check that box and I'm going to expand it. So I'm going to click on that little triangle, open this up, and you can look at all kinds of things here. Now you see down here where you've got these little red exclamation points. That means you need to be zoomed in a little closer in order to view the data. Okay? It doesn't look like there's any tangible businesses, and this is a residential area here, so I'm not going to worry about that. But if this were a commercial area and there were tangible here, you would need to zoom in closer, and then you could see the data that this represents here. Okay, so we're looking at this area. Let's say we want to see all of the certificate of, let's zoom out a little bit. Let's see if there were any certificate of title sales in this area. So we got to turn it on, and 2022, nothing yet. Let's turn off 2022. Now you can view 2 years at a time here. Let's go back to, let's go back to 2013, and let's see. Okay, there they are, they pop up right there. If I wanted to get that data, those particular ones, I could just go right over here and click on the certificate of title sales icon right there, that, or the little information icon, and then that would give me, it would throw all of that data down here into a grid, and I could look at that, okay? I could analyze that. Yes, sir.
So when you do that, it overrides the selection that you made. Now it's a map view and not a selection view?
No, this is, well, this is the, what you're seeing up here, that's the map view. What's down at the bottom is still what's selected. If I want to get rid of this, I need to go over here, and I think this, I come over here and click on certificate of title.
Because there should only be two on the bottom then, right?
It's showing me, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
But that's not what you selected, that's the map.
Oh, it's outside the box.
Yes, correct. It's,
Giving you outside your select.
exactly. This is what's selected, and what's on the map is the actual certificate of title. And I do believe, let me see, I do believe that that may have changed. I think that changed. Everything down here should be, when I click on this icon, no, it's still the selected. So if I get rid of what's here in the grid, just click on that, and I just want to view in this map area, let's get rid of everything. Let's turn, let's see. I'll look in this area here. Let's look in 2013. All of the little ones that were highlighted, it gives you the map view. Then you click on the icon, it does throw it down into this grid down here, which you could then right-click in the grid, save it to a CSV, export it to Excel, and you can analyze the data. Now you can also do that with, you can view 2 years at a time. You can also do all other sales. This would be any sale right here. Now the cool thing about this is it's real time. As soon as it gets recorded with the clerk of courts and we get it and we update it in the system, it shows up here on our map. Okay? Any questions there?
Can I make a suggestion? I know I'm being a pain, but from a realtor's viewpoint. So if we took, in this case here, recent all of the sales, if we took and we zoomed in and I said, ooh, there are 3 properties close to my subject. Again, I can't select them. That's the problem. So I have more data than I need. So how do you want me to word that in an email? Because if you zoom in and you say, I just want to take 3 properties, you can't do that.
I'm not quite sure.
So are these links?
It's too much information.
Would you have to wipe out each one of those on where the straps are? Could you clear like one of them or 2 of them?
No.
Oh, okay.
I can't get
Or
rid of
select
one.
an area, like that's what, I think.
Yeah, when you select the area,
Yeah.
Did somebody, did I hear? Yes,
Are
ma'am.
these tax liens and sold tax certificate? Can you explain what a certificate of title sales is?
Certificate of title sale. In layman's, in my, I don't know if this is technically, it's gone through the courts and been foreclosed on or something like that.
And it's recorded?
Yes, absolutely.
It's not just related to taxes?
No, it's not just tax deed or,
Okay.
no, it's,
The same party has to have 2 consecutive years.
pardon?
The same party buying the tax bill certificate, they charge interest, that's how a lot of people, they do it for a business. But that same property owner, like John Jones, has to have, say, 20 and 21, 2 years in a row, to be able to
To be able to what?
If two different people have those years, that doesn't work.
And so those would show up in title, they would have to be paid off if we,
If you don't-
if we intervened and they didn't foreclose.
And if you look at the tax bill where we were before,
Yeah.
because I look all the time, you look at the tax detail, but you look at, go to property tax history, and it will show you multiple times that there's been a certificate, then the owner has paid it off, it says redeem, and you click on those blue links, it'll tell you who bought it, with your other information, and then when the property owner, if they bought it back with interest, and it gives you the amount of interest.
Okay, now, you can also do a comparable sales search this way, okay? We're going to select a parcel, select that parcel right there. I'm going to open up my comparable sales, and it defaults here to match the DOR code, and match the improvement code, because we want to compare apples to apples, oranges to oranges. And so we've got our comparable sales clicked on, and we've selected this parcel.
The parcel's exempt, that's why you're not taking it.
Say that again?
Exempt, oh, sure is. So we're not gonna get to do that one. We're gonna have to get rid of that. Down here, so let's pick this one. Select this parcel, okay? Now, we're gonna come down to the grid, and we're gonna right-click in it, and we're gonna set this as our subject. And now we come back over here to comparable sales. I need to zoom in a little bit. And it shows you if you didn't get a red exclamation point, but the problem was I wasn't zoomed in close enough. If you zoom out, you can see all of these around, but if you zoom in, then you get your little icon back over here, and then click on that icon, and then down in your grid will be all of the comparable sales to that particular parcel.
See, so that's where it would be great to say, oh, let me just pick 3 around it.
Right.
These 3 right here?
And that would help us tremendously.
Yeah, within that
Say,
same.
I want to just pick 3,
Okay.
use them as comps.
You're going to click on them on three.
But you can click.
You could open up your toolbox, and you could go like that, and you could, let's say you want these 3 right here.
But let's say you don't want those 3, you want 3 around it. So you want one in the upper right.
So
one
use
in
the octagon.
You say that.
You want like this one, and this one?
Yeah.
Okay, so what you could do is you just use this little button right here, click that one, and you would, let's see, click that one. You can't get them all at the same time though.
Yeah. Should be able to do like a control click.
I tried, it doesn't like that. It doesn't do that.
Use your polygraph.
Your poly, yeah, my poly, but it won't.
Then you have to exclude, and we can't do that.
Yeah, the polygon would, yeah, it doesn't work with that either. Yeah, that'd be, we'll have to see what we can do.
That's the same issue on the GIS, because I use it a lot for zoning issues, and I can't do multiple properties.
Okay. Interesting. All right,
We also
so,
have other tools available to us within the ML. We have RPR, we have MLS Advantage, and that gives us tax data also, so.
okay.
We don't necessarily have to use that.
All right, is there any more questions?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
When you're looking on the MLS, and it has FM14, CC23, and how do you, is there, sure, on the MLS, you have different areas that will say it's incomplete CC2M, CC22, CC23. Is there anywhere on these geomaps that break that down as to what area that is?
That's the other one.
But it doesn't pull it up on maps anywhere?
That's just specifically the MLS, that's not the property appraisal side.
Right. So where, do you know where you find that? When you're trying to find a map of those areas?
In the MLS, there should be.
Oh, there is now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Any other questions?
Can you go over, people asked earlier, can you go over, a few people mentioned, how to find the zoning on the property in there?
How to find the zoning?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's, a couple of people asked that question before.
To see how it's zoned. Alright, let's select this parcel. Let's open up your legend here. I'm going to close this. If I have too many open, I get confused. So we're going to get rid of that. We're going to close that up, and then you can open up planning and zoning, turn that on, and then you can turn on your zoning layers.
How did you get to that part?
You're in, under the layer controls and legends, which is your little icon up here in GeoView on the top right side. You just click there, and it's right here, fifth one down, planning and zoning, and then you're going to need to expand that one as well.
You won't tell you that, you have to set it as a target, and then you have to right click on it, and it'll bring up the zone. So set it as a target. Now make your zoning. Go to the, and I'll show you the
I'm sorry?
you have it set, right, so select that parcel, right? So now go under Lee County, City of Fort, so hit the icon now. There you go. Now go to the property and click on it. And it should show you the zone. If it's set as target subject, I think you have too many checked on the zoning layers.
Uncheck the Fort Myers.
Yeah. Uncheck the one up above Lee County, because we're still in Cape Coral. There you go. You might have.
Here's your, it's very hard to see. If can you see this right here? R1, R1.
Oh, okay.
And if you go up here to county-based map, maybe you might have to sometimes move that over a little bit, and then you can see them. And I don't think you have to do all of that. It shows you shouldn't have to do the clicking on and set it as subject. It should show you automatically. Let's say if I get rid of that. Okay, see?
Yeah, it's showing that.
It automatically shows.
Because they're all the same.
Yes.
When I'm doing a commercial search, you have to set the property, and then click on it, and then it brings up a little box.
Yeah, can you show
It
a
shows
commercial one?
RPD.
Sure. Let's go find a commercial area here. This is,
On the main.
It's actually got a lot of information buried in there. I don't know how it works in the Cape that I've done lately, but in Fort Myers, it has a lot of info.
in the layer controls and legends, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes. Now, for instance, some of that isn't updated often though. For instance, the channel depths layer right here, it's been like since 2000, since that's been updated. We get that from Lee County, I believe GIS, and it's been years since that's been updated. So, but there is other, like you said, there's other cool stuff here too, like airspace notification, future land use, what's for conservation, etc., mixed residential, commercial. There are a lot of things in this layer control legend that are interesting.
One thing the group might find interesting, even works with residential, is when you have an easement going through a property. I had to call your office the other day to help me. I don't remember how to do it, but you can actually take the property and find the easements that are going through it. It was buried in here somewhere. Do you remember where?
Yes, yes. Let's go back up here to, if we have it, okay? Let's go back to, close up some stuff and turn off some
That really
things. It's
helps.
under parcels and streets,
You
yes.
probably need to start from scratch for people to follow it.
We're gonna, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's go back here to layer controls and legends. Gonna open that up. And then we want parcels, show parcel, that wasn't on. It wasn't expanded. So that's what you're gonna get when you open up layer controls and legends. Now let's turn on parcels and streets. And then we want to, the easements are in here. Parcel details, I believe. Here we go. So under parcel details, you can get your street numbers, which will give you your address. You're gonna have to be zoomed in further. You turn that on. Oh, first we gotta turn on parcel details. Turn on our street numbers, and there's your addresses. And then here we have lots and dimensions. So this is a platted area. It's going to give me the actual lot numbers for each parcel. And it doesn't show you here, okay, because this is platted years and years and years ago. But when we get a subdivision now, it comes to us from engineering in state plane coordinates. They send us the file, the engineer's office sends us the file. It's in state plane coordinates. When we drop that file into our map, into our system, it falls, all of the lines, all of the boundaries, everything falls exactly where it was surveyed, exactly where it is on Earth, okay? So, also in the subdivision, on the plat, you'll see it's annotated. Everything, all of the dimensions of the parcel, you know, the frontage, the depth, the curves, even if it's on a corner lot. All of the dimensions, the boundaries of the parcel are annotated. That all gets put on the map now. The new, and you will be able to see the easements on all of the new subdivisions because we put them in. If we get them, it gets drawn on the map, okay? So if this area may have some, I'm going to turn the easements on. Just click that little check box there. I'm going to zoom out. Let's turn off what we don't need right now. We're going to turn off lots and dimensions. I don't know if you're like me, but if you have too much turned on, it just, too much to look at. All right, so we scoot out a little bit more, and the easements are going to show up in a dotted pink line. Looks like this. It doesn't look like we have any drawn here. Like I said, this is an older area. But as you were saying, it does show up, like especially in some of the commercial areas. If it's a new subdivision, we have it on the map here. And then under lots and dimensions, that's where you would get your dimension, like I said, it's annotated, the length of the curves, the length of the frontage, the depth, and everything else. This would be your subdivision boundary. So if you zoom out a little bit, it's in red. And this is the subdivision here. I believe under appraisal, they also have property value display. You can see just values, market values. Let's turn off parcel details.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Go any further. I have a customer out in Lehigh who said that he came across just vacant land parcels that had covenants where they couldn't build unless they were over 10,000 square feet. Is there a way to find that through this?
Find the square
lots that would be unbuildable?
Find the lots that are,
Because he said he found a covenant through some title search.
I don't know of a way. Please send me an email. I will go and ask if there's a way to do
Do I
it.
just have to look for pieces that are over 10,000 square feet? I'm not sure.
We would have to.
Most of those, if you look at the deed, it's going to tell you if it's subject to a development or whatever.
Right, but as far as having it,
And once you get
searchable.
that, then that can give the information, tells you rules, regulations as far as minimal,
Where would I find that through here?
the building department can get you that for sure, but
But I'd have to go parcel by parcel. Say I was looking at a block and there were 10 lots on the block. How would I know that they're all buildable and that they don't have this covenant?
I would think you need to contact the municipality. Yeah, or zoning.
if you're trying to find the whole block.
It wouldn't show up on here anywhere.
Not that I know of, no. All the way in the back, yes ma'am, in the red.
Wait, I'm bringing the mic.
On the issue of zoning, we have one house.
On the issue of zoning, we have one house that's a P1. Are there any other zones that we should be knowing about that are coming up that are going to switch to P1? And how do we find that P1 on the P1, the property where if your house burns down, you can't build again, it has to go into office space? You know, if the house burns down. Well, I'm not.
I don't think we would have that on NEPA.
That's on future land use.
Anybody else? Any more questions?
Yes.
When can we see if it's like city water or you have to do this, like your own well and sewer?
City water or sewer, the municipality.
Not here.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it was a pleasure to be with you today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming, and thank Linnell for being here with us from REPA. Hope you got a lot of information, useful information that you can use